Ayo, Lloyd Ruhl, aka MegaBlitzz. In today's video, we're going to be catching up on some PokeBeach news. I've been kind of lacking on just checking PokeBeach and just really seeing what's going on and what stuff's being revealed and stuff. I haven't had a chance to look at this pretty much since the beginning of June, maybe even a little longer. So I wanted to catch up on that. So we're going to be starting off here with the stuff that the last thing that I have seen was I saw these two just kind of like through just like the corner of my eye or just through like Twitter and stuff. The Shrouded Fable packs and, you know, the gold card for Perchurchin EX and some of the secret art cards as well. So we'll go through these kind of just a refresh. Got Tapu Bulu, we got a Houndoom, which I think looks really, really cool. Got the Horsey, which I say it all the time. I love underwater themed cards. I think they look incredible. Duskull looking very creepy and mysterious as always. We got Dusclops, also very creepy and mysterious. Dusknoir, same thing. The whole line is just doing it. Cresselia looks very majestic. I really like that. I think that art looks really beautiful. Got the Zeraora just hanging out. I really like the realistic aspect of this. I think it looks really, cool. So that's very awesome. We got a Comfint. I think it's Comfint. I think. I love the rainbow. That's super cool. This is a very, very comfortable art. Very I don't know, it just makes you kind of, it's like one of those like feel good things. So that's very pretty. We got, I believe it's Fracture just kind of hanging out. I love the baby Axews in the back. Fracture just kind of hanging out underneath the waterfall there. Got the Persian looking out over the city. Kind of reminds me of like Giovanni's Persian in the anime. Have you ever seen that at all? It's kind of like the King Cat in the anime. Giovanni's Persian always kind of hangs out with them and just kind of just chilling. And a lot of the times it kind of does this where it's like, I am, you know, above all and I have so much money so I can kind of just do whatever I want when I want. That's really creepy and intimidating. Beware's just kind of staring us down. Pretty creepy there. I got the Kingdra EX full art. These are all just full art cards, I believe. Yeah, which I think we had seen all these. We got the Chorus here. That looks very cool. Janine. We got, I believe it's Cassiopeia, but Penny. So she's kind of hanging out. I forget this guy's name, but I know the card's busted. I remember the card being actually insane. Got the Okie Dokie. That looks really cool. I like that a lot. It's pretty cool. We got the Monkey Dory EX. Got the Pheasantipity EX. I think this is the Perchant or Penchurchant EX. Oh, I love this art. That's really cool. Like, kind of hacking codes and stuff like that. That's really cool. I love the Sylveon in the background as well, which is kind of the hint that it is Penny, right? But got the gold cards here. Nothing too crazy, just some gold stuff. But so that's pretty cool. So love those. That's kind of just a recap for that. We had looked at the EX battle decks. I believe we had talked about it a little bit. The Miraidon EX Future one and the Koraidon one, which I think the Koraidon one's probably my favorite. I think it's going to be a little bit better. And then just kind of like the Victini EX one returns and the Miraidon EX one. So nothing too crazy going on with those EX decks, but just something really cool that's going on. We got the holiday calendar revealed as well. I love how it's always just like ice type Pokemon or, you know, usually, I mean, got like Go-Go and stuff, kind of like for like the reindeer type thing with like Sawsbuck and Stantler and stuff usually. And then of course you got to put Pikachu in there because Pikachu is, well, it's Pikachu. So that's pretty cool. I didn't even see the Chempower Regice sculptures. That's really cool. Ooh, I love that keychain. That's really cool. Another keychain. Just some coins, some random stickers and stuff. Some random promos. I love these promos that they have with like, even though they're not like playable, just the ice stamps. I think that's really cool. It's kind of like the holiday calendar. I love this Vulpix. You can play that Vulpix. That's a card you are allowed to play. Same with that Glaceon. Or maybe you can't play the Glaceon. I guess you could in Expanded, but not in Standard. Who plays Expanded really anyway? I used to, but now it's just really not my jam. Korean exclusive Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. Basically just a different art. He's just facing a different direction. So that's pretty neat. This is just like an article about TCG scalpers. This is the Teal Dance NAIC 2024. When you watch NAIC, you could type that code in and get a free Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. We got the Terra Brawlers box here with Greedent EX, Charizard, Dragonite, Skeledirge, and Dedenne. The only really notable card in here is probably the Charizard and the packs. But Charizard's also like super cheap now. They reprinted it into Oblivion. So nothing too crazy going on. This is just like a video about the, you know, glory of Team Rocket and that whole set, which I think is really cool. Now, getting into the stuff that I really wanted to talk about, which was the World 2024 Paradise Resort promo and plush was revealed. So we got Paradise Resort. The retreat cost of each side I can play. Both heroes and opponents cost 1 less. So, I mean, kind of like a not great card, but just like a cool thing to have. Like, I competed and I went to, you know, Championships 2024. I'm glad that it wasn't the same thing it was the couple previous years. I believe it kept getting like Champions Festival or something. And then, of course, we got the really cute plushie with Pikachu just kind of snorkeling and such. But I love how, like, Lechonk is riding a Mantine. I think that's super cool. You know, you got Goldengo surfing, and you got, you got the Psyduck back there. You got Pikachu, you know, Alolan Raichu kind of, like, using its tail as a surfboard, the Finizen and stuff. I love it. I love how the Pokemon they picked for it. It makes so much sense. And the plushie as well is super cute. This is just the Pokemon Go cards revealed. From like China exclusives, so we'll just take a look at the China one. So this is China's version, this is our version. So China's version, our version, I believe is how that is. I could be entirely wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So these are like exclusive for just what China's look like, because this is what ours was. So that's pretty cool. I really like that a lot, the Radiant Venusaur. I actually kind of like ours more than that one, to be honest. I like their Charmander a lot more than ours, though. I think their Charmander looks way cooler. Same with their Charmeleon. I think their Charmeleon looks way cooler. The fire breathing and stuff. Kind of looks like Agumon from Digimon. Their Charizard is really cool compared to ours. Ours is kind of like the clay type art. I'm not the biggest fan of the clay art. Sometimes it looks okay. Sometimes it doesn't. It just kind of depends on the Pokemon. But I like theirs a lot more than ours. The Slowpoke's really cool. Both are fine. Like, this is one of those, like, I like this clay version of Slowpoke. Like, I like this art with the clay stuff. I think it looks really cool. Slowbro, our Slowbro. I think either is fine. I think they're kind of just meh. I like our Rattata more, though. It's running across the pipe. Theirs is kind of just like chilling on a bunch of Oran berries. I like ours a lot more. I like our Raticate also a lot more. Theirs just kind of looks like a little plump balloon that's floating or jumping. I will say their Radiant Eevee I think looks way cooler than ours. Ours is like in a cave with all these crystals and stuff, and Eevee it's not really in a cave. So I like theirs a lot more. It's just like a cool like rainbow type background with a bunch of sparkles and stuff. I like their Snorlax more than our Snorlax. I think it resembles more of the Pokemon game, like the one, like the original game where it's laying across that bridge or in front of the house or whatever. This one does the same thing. It's just kind of a front angle, and like the house looks too realistic for me. Like it just kind of looks like the Snorlax is like super out of place, as opposed to this where it looks like it's in a video game, and I like that a lot more. I like the Barrel of theirs a lot more, mostly because I'm also just a fan of anything that has like water in it as an art, and this one just is no different than that. Just really bad pictures of the Mewtwo, but basically the same, just kind of showing different packs and stuff for that. Scrolling up here, we got the Trick or Treat Booster Bundle revealed for 2024. So let's take a look at some of these. We're down here. We got Trevenant going in, another Houndoom again. Got the Chandelure, got another Pikachu. Okay, so we're getting Gengar again. We're getting Dusknoir. I think was already in there. Mimikyu again. I think all these other ones are new. Houndstone's new, are already I think there. So these are the complete set of what we have going on. I think either this year. So that's kind of cool. Got the Darkrai going on. I like the bag a lot more too. We did at my local game store, we did like a Halloween event where everyone dressed up as a gym leader, and you kind of build a deck based on that gym leader. And we used like the Trick or Treat boosters as kind of like a hey, thanks for coming, just kind of handed them out, and it was pretty fun. I had a good time with that. Dark Powers EX Special Collection, front and back. So we got the Gengar EX and the Absol. Gengar's the only good one. Absol EX is like kind of a bad card. It's not a great card. It's not a good card. It's kind of just meh. But it's like Future Sight. I think it's like look at the top 3 cards or whatever of your player's deck and put them back in any order or something. And then it's just not good. The Gengar one's way better. But they also all come with a Jumbo Banette, I think, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, with a Jumbo Banette EX. I like the big cards. I actually have some of them behind me that kind of hang up right back there. Kind of just like in a big row. Just like to hang up. I think they look cool. People give them to me as gifts, and I'm like, yeah, I'll put that, you know, behind me in videos and stuff. So, This is just an article based on Gouging Fire EX being the best aggro deck in the format. That I disagree with. I guess like what they expect in the upcoming weeks. I think honestly, I think you just kind of run with like Teal Mask and Raging Bolt. Like I would argue that's a pretty aggro deck, or even Miraidon. But if you guys want to read this article, you're more than welcome to. I kind of, it wasn't my like big thing. They're kind of just like basically saying Miraidon EX got 3 top 16 places at the tournament with 2,744 players in Japan. Gouging Fire was also present in the same top 16 of a different Japan thing. Turbo Moon, the same one I wrote about recently, made a top 8, and finally Raging Bolt Ogerpon appeared in the top 4. So they're basically just describing how, you know, Turbo Moon, Miraidon, Gouging Fire, and Raging Bolt Ogerpon are kind of all the aggro decks, and they think that this one, you know, with Charizard DX kind of being on the downcline and stuff, is gonna kind of submerge out of somewhere and become like the new thing. So is what it is. The last thing we got here, we'll go over some of the other cards that got revealed for Steller Miracle. So we got Applin, Spray Fluid, 20 damage. Nothing too crazy going on with that. Got another Diplin, Coating Attack, 20 damage during opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage to those Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. Hydropple EX evolves from Diplin. It's a stage 2, 330 HP. So pretty bulky for a grass type. We got an ability, Ripe Charge. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic grass energy from your hand to your Pokemon. If you do, heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. Syrup Storm for double colorless, 30 plus. This attaches 30 damage for each grass energy attached to your Pokemon. So all your Pokemon. So maybe we end up seeing a deck where, you know, this gets played with like Teal Mask, Ogerpon EX, so we can just kind of jam a bunch of energies on stuff, play like Gardenia's Figure, and start rolling with that. Will be kind of cool. The problem is now we're finally getting a half decent grass type attacker. That also just looks really cool. I think this card looks incredible. But we're finally getting a half-decent grass-type attacker when Charizard's like on the decline, and it's not as relevant anymore. But is what it is. We also got here, we got Lapras EX, 220 HP water Pokemon, which is kind of interesting because like usually the Terra types change, but they kept this one as water, but it just uses 3 different energy requirements. So maybe we can see this played in like Lost Box or something, is something where I could see this, where you're able to actually put the energies on there that you need. So we got first attack here for 1 water, Power Splash 40 times. This touches 40 damage for each energy card attached to this Pokemon. Reminds me a lot of the Lapras VMAX, where it was like each water energy does more damage based on how many water energy are on the Pokemon or something like that. And then for a water, a psychic, and a metal energy, we have Lemire Rain. Look at the top 20 cards of your deck and attach any number of energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. That's kind of cool. I wish it wasn't so strict on the energy requirement, but it makes sense because you're looking at the top 20 cards of your deck, attach any number of energy cards you find there to your Pokemon any way you like, and then shuffle them all back in your deck. So that's kind of cool. I like that. It's kind of a unique attack. I've never really seen that in the Pokemon trading card game. So we got Choodle here. The card's really bad. It says 60 HP, but it actually has 80 HP. Headbutt for 3 energy, 60 damage. Really, really bad. Not good. Evolves into Dreadnought. Ability, Impenetrable Shell. If an attack from your opponent's Pokemon would deal 200 damage or more to this Pokemon, prevent all that damage. Okay, so you basically just, if it would deal 200 or more, you're going to prevent all that. So that's kind of cool. Got Hard Crunch for 3 colorless energy, 80 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, it has 80 more damage. So you're basically doing 160 if it already has damage counters on it. So that's kind of cool. Got the Salandit here. 1 fire energy, 30 damage, discard energy from this Pokemon. Salazzle, Sudden Burn. Your opponent discards a card from their hand. If this Pokemon evolved into Salandit during this turn, they discard 2 more cards. So okay, so you're kind of like a hand disruption type deck. It's kind of cool. 3 energy, Flamethrower, 130 damage, discard energy. Basically just going to use this for his first attack. It'd be kind of cool to see like a hand disruption or a hand control type deck. We kind of have something with like Arbok EX, but it's not really played that much, unfortunately. And then we got Durulodon, Hammer in, 30 damage, Raging Hammer for 3 energy, 80 damage. This attack does 100, or this attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Not super great, but it evolves into Arctolulodon, I believe is how you pronounce that. Ability Steel Bridge. If your Pokemon with any energy attached to them have no retreat costs, For 3 energy, Iron Blast or 160 damage. This Pokemon can't use that attack. Can't attack during your next turn. So basically making it so if you evolve into this Archirulodon or Archaludon, you'll be able to like retreat for free out of any metal type Pokemon. So that's kind of cool. Got Glass Trumpet here. Now this card seems pretty interesting. You can only play this card if you have a Terra Pokemon in play. Okay. Choose up to 2 of your benched colorless Pokemon. Attach a basic energy from your discard pile to each of them. So essentially, you're trying to get just basic energies in the discard pile, playing like colorless type Pokemon. Use this, put 2 energies on there. Try to find a second one, put 2 more on there. So you're powering up like 2 Pokemon at the same time, which I think is really cool. So Glass Trumpet seems like a pretty unique card, and I definitely am excited to see if it gets played a lot. And the last one here, we got, I believe it's Briar, or Briar or something. You can only play this card if your opponent has exactly 2 prizes remaining. Until the end of this turn, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from one of your Terra Pokemon's attack. Take 1 more prize card. Okay, so you play that. If your active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from one, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from one of your Terra Pokemon's attacks, you take 1 more prize card. So what you want to do is you want to both have 2 prize cards. Play like have a Terra Pokemon, you know, play like Dragapult EX, right? That's a Terra type Pokemon, or like Charizard EX. Play this, take a KO on something, take 2 prize cards, win the game. Take it just like play Briere, Prime Catcher up something, take a KO on like a single prize Pokemon, take a second prize card, boom. So that's pretty cool. Like to see that. So that's pretty much all the PokeBeach news that we're kind of missing. I haven't really like skipped on anything really. It's just like embracing the Twilight Gardevoir EX for NAIC and beyond. I kind of had already talked about that in a different video where I thought Gardevoir was going to be the best deck for NAIC. I definitely recommend checking out this video though. This is basically just, you know, they're live at NAIC this week. We discussed trademarks for the glory of Team Rocket and Terrestrial Festival, or our next English set Stellar Crown. And basically they kind of just go over all the stuff that we looked at, but I always like try to at least listen to their stuff every once in a while. It is pretty entertaining to listen to. So now let's jump right in to that outro. Alrighty, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys have been enjoying the content I've been making stuff for the channel, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!